Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Getting fit and in shape, it starts in the mind. And if you struggle staying consistent, choosing routine, playing the willpower game, you must avoid 3 destructive fitness mindset mistakes that are sabotaging your results. This podcast is going to change everything for you. Let's fix them. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend. Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And here you are. You're wanting to get in shape and stay in shape. Yeah, maybe you're just starting. Maybe you're just getting back into it. You know, maybe you took a slight detour and you got stuck in a rut. Who hasn't been there, right? Well, in this podcast, we're going to talk about mindset, especially when it comes to improving the body and your fitness and exercise. By the way, in this podcast, the tips that I'm going to share with you and the strategies, they totally piggyback on a free workshop that I'm going to be putting together where we go deeper so that you can avoid all these mindset mistakes to fitness and overcome any obstacle or barrier you face. And you can check out all the details by going over to upsidedownfit.com. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that you've never approached your fitness this way. So upsidedownfit.com, you can check out the dates and all the details for the next one. It's going to be starting soon. Hope you join us. So what is the real reason why many people struggle to exercise, to work out, to stay active? I mean, people ask me for tips all the time, and I'll share with them a brainstorm of what to do. And I might recommend a routine or a plan of some sort, but they don't do it. Or they try a little bit, a few times, and then they give up. They won't even respond to me that they've given up. They just kind of stay silent. They don't report. And then months down the road, they're like, oh yeah, I tried that. I fell off track. The biggest reason why they're struggling, typically, you know, when they're looking for the ideal workout or the ideal nutrition plan, it really doesn't have anything to do with the workout or the plan or the nutrition. Even if I gave the person an easy button and said, here, just push this button and you'll be in shape, you know, most people, they won't do it. They think that they need the perfect plan. They overthink it, and they're constantly hopping. You know, this might be you. I don't know. They're hopping from fitness program to fitness program, just kind of dabbling in each one. Then, oh my gosh, there's another one, or another nutrition plan, or another diet. You know, I read an article, you know, and, you know, I was there. You know, the next magazine comes and there's 17 different strategies to go from. Maybe I should try this. Maybe I should try this. And you never dig deep to master anything. And why is it so hard? Well, what it boils down to is really people don't want to work that hard. They don't want to keep going on a journey to see where this might lead because there's some uncertainty there. They like comfortable. They like certain. And while they might not like their current status, it's home. You know, staying comfortable doesn't require that much work. And besides, if you're really out of shape, you probably have it in your mind that it's really going to take way too much work, way too much time to even make a difference or even see a dent. And I'm going to tell you, getting in shape, it does take work. I dabbled for many, many years on and off, and a lot of times the off times caught up with me and helped me gain more weight and get more out of shape. So that's, you know, it does take work, and that's why these bundle of exercises put together are called a workout, right? But life is always changing, whether we, you know, decide to stay comfortable or not. Comfortable eventually becomes uncomfortable. And for many of us, you know, I was there. There's a fear of change. There's uncertainty in change. You know, we let those things called what ifs and worries creep into our brain. What if I fail? What if I put in the time and effort and see no results? What if I get results and gain it all back, or worse? I've had a few friends that have experienced that. What if I tweak a muscle or hurt myself again? Worries, worries of comparison, worries of what others will think or what they'll say. Maybe it's just easier if I don't even try. Then there's no risk of failure, right? So you don't embrace the mindset of what is actually true. And this was me. I didn't embrace this mindset that I can get fit whenever I want. I can do this. I can do hard things. I can get fit at any time. So there is a solution to this. 3 steps, and I forget the guy's name. Anthony, forget your last name. I may have him up on a web browser. Anthony Young, something like that. Yeah, I just see on his website it says Anthony. But I got these 3 tips from him. I really, really enjoyed it. But one tip is to admit your current situation. A lot of times we don't want to admit things. We don't. And I fell into this trap not too long ago, where we just kind of avoid it. We know something's off, but I'm just going to ignore it and not even look at it, not even give attention to it. So you're going to need to admit your current situation, and then you're going to need to take full ownership and responsibility of your results. That was another thing that I struggled with. I wasn't taking responsibility for it. I was always looking for something outside of me that was going to magically make things happen. And tip number 3 here was to have a growth mindset when it comes to your goals. Always embracing the journey. I was always thinking, gosh, I've got to lose 50, 60 pounds. But I really never embraced the mindset of, once I do that, what then? Who do I need to become so that 60 pounds will be gone? But what will it do for me? What will it enable me to do? What will life look like? And instead of worrying about the result, it's just embracing the journey along the way, because a lot of times I couldn't even envision what that was going to be like. And that stage of my life is going to look drastically different than when I was in my early 20s. Here I am going about 40 into my 40s. I didn't know what that, would I get in shape? Could I do that? Well, let's find out, right? As Tony Robbins calls the growth mindset, he calls it CANI. Sometimes I say CANI, CANI, which is constant and never-ending improvement. Because that was the thing I latched onto, was this is a lifestyle. This is a continuous journey. This is continually going on. It's not, I'm getting to the weight loss, or I'm getting to looking good on the beach for vacation, or I'm going to look awesome at my reunion. It's not that and then going back to it. It's, I'm just going to constantly strive to improve myself. So here's 3 mindset mistakes to avoid. 1, assuming that you're going to make fitness a habit. A lot of times we put so much value in this, and yes, you can. It could happen, but working out daily, it does take work, way more work than, let's say, the habit of brushing your teeth, taking a daily shower, driving a car, riding a bike, those sort of things. It just some sort of habit. But you got to make it a conscious decision to make fitness a priority. I think you can make it a habit. I think you can make it into a routine, constantly showing up for exercise and getting workout in daily. And if you want to call it a habit, very, very cool. As James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, said, he has a fitness intention statement. I forget what the exact of it's called, but it's basically where you're choosing a specific time, a specific day, and a specific place that you will show up for your exercise or your workout. Okay, it's being very intentional, very deliberate that way. Mindset mistake number 2 is, people think that they need a specific amount of time and a plan for workout. Now, I'm going to tell you, I am a big fan of having a plan just because it takes the guesswork out of exercise. Can you get exercise in without following a plan and get more movement and more activity into your day? Definitely. Start there if that's where you're starting. But I just know that, when it comes to having a plan, sometimes people will then procrastinate the amount of time that it's going to take. And they give value to so many other things, so many excuses, so many things in their day that they say, oh, I'm so crazy busy. And there's pockets of time that people can do it. You don't need an hour to work out. There's pockets of time in your day if you really looked at it, but people will give such high priority and value around a certain event, and then they'll buffer in an extra hour that surrounds it. Maybe it's because of the worry and the constant mindset and the constant other things that they end up skipping workouts, seriously. And so you don't need an hour to work out. You don't need a gym. What is important is making the most out of the pockets of time in your day and making them count. It's not focusing on the barriers and the obstacles and the excuses that we tend to give so much value to. It's getting started. It's showing up. It's starting with exercises that are just ridiculously small and just still taking action, consistent action. For me, if I was pinched for time, I'm starting to play the time card, or if I was feeling unmotivated or lazy, I gave myself a no matter what contract. It was where I was going to show up and do exercises or do a workout or part of a workout for at least 15 minutes. For you, it might be 15 minutes at lunch. It might be in between TV shows or during commercials. It might be waking up 15 minutes earlier to get a quick energy boost. It's finding those gaps in time, the gaps in time and taking advantage of them. If you want, I'll help you brainstorm here. Message me, send me an email, perry@putyourselffirst.com, and I will help you create a no matter what routine that you can have as a contract for yourself. So for when you don't get those times in, or maybe this is just where you're starting, that you're just going to get this, you're putting into your routine of your day. Pretty much what's going to happen is after you start doing that, you start to get stronger, you start to, feel better, and you start to ramp it up into other areas, longer workouts, etc. But you always have that no matter what card they can do. Mindset mistake number 3, giving too much power. And we do this. We give too much power to a lot of things. Giving too much power to the I fell off the wagon thing. We all fall off the wagon. We all have great intentions. Sometimes we fall off. Big deal. That doesn't mean failure. It's part of the journey. It's part of the lessons. And the lesson isn't to go and beat yourself up and feel so bad about it. It's just don't beat yourself up and fall victim to giving that moment so much power, so much value that it keeps you from ever getting back on track. You're stronger than your situation. You can do hard things. You have proof. And you join my workshop, I'm going to show you that you have proof. You are vigilant. You are resilient. Just learn from your experience, get back to it, just like a sports team or an athlete who has an off day or an off series. You deal with it. You brush off. You learn from it. You get back to it. You are in control. Fail, learn, brush it off, bounce back, and just do that over and over. Make it more of a habit to get back on track than staying off track. Okay, so these are common mindset mistakes that they can easily be fixed. You can easily manipulate them with a little bit of refocusing, some clarity, giving yourself some grace, being kind to yourself. So I hope those strategies and tips helped you and that you found value. And if you need more focus, structure, support on this journey, and if you've been struggling for a long time, being on that fitness roller coaster where you start and stop all the time. And it always seems like there's some sort of barrier. You get started and there's an obstacle of some sort, or life likes to take you sideways. Then you will want to sign up for my free 5-day workshop. I call it my Upside Down Fitness Workshop. It's at upsidedownfit.com. I mean, give me 5 days and you're going to crack the code to burning the stubborn fat, to building the lean muscle, having the endless energy, no matter what diet or fitness program that you choose. And who's this for? This is perfect for the person who always seems to start and stop their exercise, the person who feels guilty, frustrated, and eventually ignores the whole fitness and nutrition game, year after year. Or every time you go to choose clothing, you're bummed because they don't fit anymore. Or maybe you're a person who's mad and frustrated because the results just never, ever come fast enough. And frankly, you just have no time for it. So, but if you know that you need to do something, join me for the free 5-day online workshop, upsidedownfit.com. You're going to absolutely love it and get so much value from it. That's all I have for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. Please share, subscribe, leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app to help others discover this show and get value. And if you're on YouTube, I'm waving a hi to you. Please be sure to hit subscribe, smash the notification button so you hear that bell, so you can actually get the notifications the next time a new episode drops. You absolutely rock, my friend. That's all I have for this week. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.